me catch my breath. Nigga, watch your step. I'm in the game, it ain't no rules. We a knock off red. Don't leave the crib without them racks, without my vest, my strap. Yo, bitch got some good neck. My wrist wet, neck wet. And I got big boy.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. What are we going to be doing today?
Doing that how we met, so explaining how we're here together.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we have been together for a year and
a month. And that was like on the
3rd of September, so it's been 13 months since we started dating. So, if you can do the math, we started dating August 3rd of last year. So, okay, it's really weird. It's really like basic, like, yeah, he slid in my DM or whatever, but he wasn't a stranger, like we had met before. So the high school I go to, he went to, but he's 2 years older than me. So he was a senior and I was a sophomore. And do you want to say what you were doing?
I was just in the library with my friend. We were picking out a book for a book report on our English class, and she walked over and started talking to him, and I kept looking over.
Okay, because me and him were friends.
Yeah, her and my friend, they were friends, and I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, I didn't know him. You were like new, and like I'd never seen him in my life, but so I'm like one of those people who like pick up vibes, and like I know if someone's staring at me, I know if someone's talking about me. So as I was talking to this guy who's my friend, or who was my friend, I felt someone staring at me, and it happened to be Devin. So and at the time I had a boyfriend and he had a girlfriend, so that's a no-no. But yeah, he was staring at me, and I didn't really like think much of it because I wasn't gonna like do anything, you know, and I didn't know him, so I just like went on with my conversation, and then I left the library and before you guys did. And I remember I took like the long way back to class, and so did they. So we ran into each other a few times, and we had never said a word to each other.
Yeah, the whole time we didn't talk at all. It was either me talking to my friend and she talking to him too, but me and her didn't speak not one time.
It's so weird to think about now. But yeah, so anywho, so that was like kind of like towards like prom season, like the end of the year. And then that summer, and I think it was like July 7th?
6th.
The July 6th.
Yeah.
I was just in my room, you know, so I had gotten dumped on the 4th of July. So a few days later, a lot of people were asking me what had happened, so I posted on my spam, posted like, here's what happened. Like, it wasn't supposed to be like for pity or whatever, but I just posted it to just tell everyone what had happened. I didn't say like facts, like why we broke up or anything like that. I was just saying, yeah, it happened, and just letting people know, I guess. So I did that, and this guy saw it. He had been following me, and I don't know how he found my Instagram. You can talk to him about that because I don't know.
It probably just popped up. Like, I remember you just popped up on my Snap, but I never added you. But yeah, I was at Steak and Shake with my friend, and I was just sitting there reading it, and like I said, like we saw each other, but we never talked. So like we weren't even friends. But so I just texted, like DM'd her, saying that she was okay, and just, I don't know, just trying to like be friends or whatever. But then yeah, and
I'm
then
just kidding. Yeah.
She waited till the next morning to respond though. So
I did. So originally he had texted me like, hey, just wondering if you're okay. I'll say, hey, yeah, I'm okay, thank you. And you were like,
I pretty much just said like, just checking, just because I know what she was going through, like just from experience or whatever.
Yeah, he had been kind of like going through the same thing. Yeah. Did you break up with her, or did she break up with you?
It wasn't even.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. So like they kind of like mutually broke up, I guess.
Yeah.
Never officially, but they broke up around like the same time we did. So he was kind of, you know, I don't know if he was upset that they broke up.
I was chilling, but I was just seeing if she was cool. Just like I said, I know how it felt. So
yeah. So what was I gonna say? So basically, he was just like, I don't know. Long story short, do you have a Snapchat? And I was like, yeah. So I gave it to him, and I was straightening my hair. This was like the next day, right? This was the next day. I was just straightening my hair. I was waiting for him to see my message about like my username and waiting for the Snapchat notification to pop up and be like, I've been added to you. But I waited for a good while, and I have to admit, I was like, okay, I guess, like, he's busy. So he had finally added me, and I waited a little while on purpose to Snapchat him back. But yeah, and then the next day I was leaving to go to Montana, which if you've ever been there and driven, you know it's like a day's trip, not including stops. So it was a pretty long drive, and we had started texting and Snapchatting, and I was gone for 2 weeks. So that whole time we were texting, we were Snapchatting. We had never talked in person, but we knew who each other were. And we had never discussed the library, which is funny because we both knew. But those 2 weeks really, like, I don't know, like, we got to know each other a whole bunch. I told him everything that I did. He would ask me how I was every single day, and I told him, and I'd ask him the same thing, and we just talked about
everything.
A whole bunch. We talked about our lives, our families, food, like our past, like always keeping each other updated. Yeah.
Like we never ran out of things to talk about.
We were never like or like stop texting. Like we would always find something to talk about.
Because she kept saying she was scared that she was gonna like chase me away or whatever, and like she understood if I stopped talking to her.
Yeah, because
it wasn't even weird or awkward. It was just like we were already friends. Like it felt like that.
Yeah, and the only reason I said like I don't want to scare you away is because I'm a very difficult person, as he has come to know. I have like lots of like anxiety, like I know a lot of people do, but I just come with a lot of like of my personal issues, and I was like, if you don't want to be my friend, I totally understand. I know I'm hard to put up with, but he stuck by my side and he never gave up, and he still hasn't. So I'm just really thankful. And in our last video, you guys saw that I gave him money to go shopping, and just because I love him so much and I appreciate everything that he does for me, and I just wanted to show him like how much I loved him, and I know that's not anywhere near.
I love you too.
That's not anywhere near how much I love him, but I just wanted to do something nice for him. We do that a lot for each other, but back to our story. Yeah. So those 2 weeks were really a building period for us. We got to know each other a whole bunch.
Those 2 weeks made the relationship.
We still talk about it to this day. Like, it was just crazy because when you're on a trip, like, you're constantly, like, texting that one person, and that person was him, and I hadn't liked him. Like, I didn't know him, so I didn't really know how to feel about him. All I know is that I liked him as a friend, and that it was really fun to talk to him. And I already found myself caring about him and thinking he was, like, the sweetest thing on earth. He would always just tell me that he was there for me, and we told each other like really big things about like each other, and like we didn't even know each other, but it was crazy because
that connection.
Yeah. And I mean, we still have it, at least I think so, right? Yeah, so I don't know. It's just crazy. And then so after those two, oh wait, do you want to tell them what you told me?
I mean, I can't. So I don't know, this is just what I was feeling. Like I feel it now, but at the time, I don't know, just the way we connected and we talked every single day. So I kind of told her that I had feelings for her, like a little bit, just because I was saying I cared. Yeah, stop.
Not a little bit.
Just because I cared about it. But I told her that, and like she didn't say like no. She was just saying that she needed time to think, and I understood that, and I wasn't even tripping. Like I don't even know why I was saying that. It was just like I said, that feeling. But yeah, I told her twice.
So like
during
the
that
first week of my trip, and then like the second week before I was about to come home, and we were already talking about hanging out when I got back. So once I got back, and I got back the 23rd maybe, and we went out on the 29th. So we went as friends. We didn't plan on going as a date.
It was like a group thing. Me and her went, him and my other friend TJ. Us three went, and she was already friends with TJ before she even
Yeah,
knew me,
so we were both friends with him, but so it was like a friend like hangout thing, and we were just going to like meet because we both knew TJ, and we just thought it'd be fun. So we went to see War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Okay, I wanted to see Spider-Man, but she was late, so that's why we had to see the Planet of the Apes.
I was at a wedding party.
The plan was to see the new Spider-Man, but she was
I know, I was
late.
so late because I was like, what should I wear? Oh my gosh, I don't want to like be like, I don't want to like look like a slob, but I also don't want to look like too cute and give him the wrong idea. Like, I don't know what to do. So he ended up loving my outfit. I walked in like shy as always, just swinging my sweater around.
When she walked in, she didn't even look at me. She just kept walking straight and was just swinging her
I knew
jacket
they were
around.
there. I was walking towards them, and I didn't look at him.
Yeah, she was being super shy.
All I remember about actually seeing him, you wore like a gray like polo with a maroon symbol, and your watch and some like jeans obviously, and then your white Nikes. And like he just like caught my eye. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I might like him.
You think?
So that happened.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like, this is the first time we ever hung out,
Yeah.
like, together.
I was like, dang, he's actually pretty cute. We got our tickets, and then we went to the movie, and then I wanted a slushie, so he came with me to get one during the movie, and he has a huge thing about germs. So this is how I know that he liked me, because he was drinking my slushie.
Yeah, and I don't share drinks with anybody. It's just, but I don't know with her, I was chilling.
And you still do.
I know.
Like the whole movie, we were like making eye contact sometimes. Like I would like look up and he'd look at me, and then I'd be like, oh gosh. But yeah, in those moments, that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I think I actually like him. He drove me home, so we took TJ home, right?
Yeah, so I was kind of happy that this happened. The plan was for her dad to pick her up, but then he said that I was allowed to take her home, so I did. Then we stopped at my house, and then TJ got in his car, and then we rode together alone, just driving. Went to Taco Bell, and then
we all went back to my house.
Yeah.
TJ too, and they both met my dad. It was pretty dark, so like you couldn't see my dad.
I couldn't even see her dad, so I just shook his hand. I didn't know what he looked like. I just heard his voice.
It was really dark. Oh, but yeah, so. And then my dad worked at like a golf cart place, so we had golf carts in and out of our house all the time. So we had one at our house, and I took him for a ride, and he sat like in the front seat by me. And not the whole time because I was driving it, but like we were like looking at each other, and I could see him looking at me, and like that's when I like actually knew that I liked him. And then
we were in the front, and TJ was in the back. He was smacking on Taco Bell.
Yeah. So we just like took a ride around the block, and then when we got back to my house, TJ left, and I was like, can Devin stay a little longer? And my dad was like, oh, is this the one that you like? And I hadn't even told my dad that I liked him, and like I didn't even tell him it was a date or anything. Like he just like kind of knew, I guess. So I was like, Dad, like, sure. And so we went to like the backyard just to like talk and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were just walking. I was still being shy.
Yeah, she was pacing back and forth the whole entire time.
I was like, so, like, I was just like really awkward.
Moving.
Yeah, but then there was one moment when we were just standing there. And I kissed him.
No. Okay, so we still fight to this day about this. No, it was me. I kissed her. And the whole time you were sitting there walking back and forth, swinging your arms around, just going crazy, and then I grabbed her and pulled her, and then I kissed her. She thinks she kissed me, but that's not her.
I did. No. I really, really did.
No. We kissed each other. That's all I give you. That's the only credit
Yeah,
I give
after I kissed you.
No.
Well, that will be always up for debate. So.
I know. We're always going to argue about that.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. Then that was the first time that we ever hung out. Then that happened.
Yeah.
So Like I said, just that connection. That whole 2 weeks, like without that 2 weeks, none of that. Like we would have hung out, but it wouldn't have went like that. So.
Yeah, and then the next day he was gonna come over, but he was like late. He went to his grandma's and it got too late, so he didn't end up coming over. But then a few days later, we went to my sister's pool and we stayed there pretty late. And then once that was over, we went back to my house and I finally was like, okay, we're dating.
You were like, I guess we are.
I guess we are. He's like, what do you say?
I said, yeah.
So we just started dating.
Yeah. And that was, so we hung out on the 29th for the first time ever in July. And then we started dating August 3rd. So it's like, how many days?
Like 4.
Yeah, like around 4 days and we started.
Which I feel like we started dating a lot, like, not that soon.
It didn't even feel like it that soon, but like I said, that 2 weeks is what made everything feel how it did.
Like we didn't like rush into anything. He made sure that I was totally over my relationship and ready to start a new one. And we had been talking about that for forever, and I was just so ready to just like be his friend and like get to know him. And then I caught feelings, so like I don't regret it. I had never hesitated being with him, so I made a great move.
Me too.
No, I'm happy. We plan on being together for forever.
Yeah. We will be.
I know. We work so well together. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I'm so blessed to have him because, like, I know things like this are so hard to find. And because...
Like, and I told her, I was like, if we've been together this long, there's no point in just stopping it.
Yeah.
And, like, that would have been a whole year wasted for no reason.
Yeah.
But,
and we are not perfect. Don't think that I'm trying to tell you that. We have our arguments.
be tripping.
We have... I'm tripping, apparently.
I said we.
Well, we both do sometimes. But no, like, we definitely have our little disagreements, our arguments, our attitudes. Especially mine. But at the end of the day, I mean, even 10 minutes later, we're laughing. Like, it's just, I don't know, I'm so lucky. So, yeah, that's how we met. It was a little long, but I felt like everything we said needed to be said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And we want to do, like, a tag or whatever. So, if you guys have any, like, questions you want to ask, just DM one of us or just comment on one of our videos and we'll get those in for you guys. We actually really want to do that, so put in your questions, anything you want to know. We'll probably answer them as long as they're not weird. So yeah,
Goofies.
Yeah, so
that's how we met and how we're here right now.
Yes.
Chilling.
Yes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our video. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning into this video.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys.
Peace.